I've been thinking about creating the robotics club. Hello everyone, welcome on in. Load up our locked save. Oh, okay, so those are the Topo notifications. Yeah, the centipede. This island has way too many bugs. It's not even funny. What is the inside of Chico no UI like? I feel like those weren't respondable to before. Interesting. Well, I'm not gonna reply to them, because I'm not being told to. So, but interesting. Phew. Bugs Club gather, huh? And what? What happened, Bugs? Bugs. Yeah, no, those notifications are gone. Okay, cool. That's actually really helpful that there's Twippo notifications. We now have the powers of skipping. So we're actually going to go to the robot clinic first. Even though it doesn't make sense to look for the Kimijima report at the robot clinic. This is the robot clinic. Yes, it is. And you have a TWIP to respond to. I don't get it, but go to the hangar, June. Hooray, hooray. Remember that Frabo is motivated too. Having allies is great. No time to sleep. Good night. Wait 10 minutes during lunch. Her time matching up, 1 to 0. 16 hours starting now. If you wake me up, I will not be happy. Before that, I'm going to search for some 2DBL media for my pleasure. I see that she's facing herself. I'll leave her alone. I got a face down gun build one too. Hey. Oh la la, that's some Kojiro x Masamune lovey-dovey stuff. Can't sleep. And I'm by myself. I'm able to focus. Maybe I'm not meant to work with other people. And this is the one we respond to. It's okay to take a few days off. No one could stay 100% all the time. I mean, true, but I think it's good that you found something only you can do. Now you can use your time wisely. I think it's amazing when you can still try your best even when no one's watching. You're winning the battle against yourself. Okay, and the response to pick is, it's amazing that. I think it's amazing that you can still try even when no one's watching. From the very start, I always get nervous when people watch. Nice karate tournaments are so bad, and why I locked down doing karate in the morning, because no one is there. Akiyote response, to be honest, true. Nervous, liked, morning. That's her, right? I am so bad. Uncle Kanade may look intense, but really, he's just annoying. But it may be only when he talks to me. Yeah, I get that my requests don't make much money, but he doesn't have to point it out. Did you complain when the inferior goods were given? You need to speak up for yourself. Rather than getting scolded, right? For me, Doc is hard to deal with. Like it or not, money is everything. Hurry up and get rich, Aki-chan. Yeah, that was the most kind response. Spent 3 whole hours collecting Kojiro x Matsumune pics. I have a problem. Yes, you do, Frau. Yes, you do. However, we're not responding to you right now. Yeah, okay. I should give up hoping that he'll go to college saying how he's usually putting everything into club activities. Usually now's the time you should be studying. At times, boys must prioritize their dreams and passions over stability. I wrote it as boys, but please read it as men, just so you know. You say that, but it wouldn't seem that way. I would agree if he showed as much passion as Akihito-chan does. There's a student in the club who's way richer than me. I wish they'd share some with me. At least pay me for helping with the move. Local public workers have it rough. This is the robot clinic. No, it's not here. Not gonna bother. Back to the beach. Gotta get that Himejima report this. This is Hamada Swimming Beach. Shikura no Iwa is nearby. Could the Himejima report be here? Whoa, that was cool. Hello. That was interesting. I see. A lone dragonfly flies across the pale orange sky. I stare mindlessly as the sky fades into the deep color of the sunset. I want to cry, I consciously think to myself. Back when I first visited the club, Yoshio-kun recommended for me to try lying sprawled out on the runway, but I didn't really have the chance until now. Summer vacation has ended, and here I am, alone at the airport. Something like this hasn't happened since I first joined the Robotics Club. It almost feels like I have the entire airport to myself. And so, the first thing I did was lie down on the runway, stretch myself out, and gaze up toward the sky. Once again, I tell myself things like, I don't want to cry, this is where I'll cry. But those heart-trending feelings, the kind that are supposed to make your chest tighten up, never come to the surface. No loneliness, no happiness, not a single emotion. My mind is completely blank. Whenever I look at scenery like this, I don't get emotional. I don't feel any deep-seated emotions bubbling to the surface. I don't feel anything at all. Perhaps all of these feelings are missing because, ever since I was little, I've been doing nothing but karate. It's the same even now. It's not like my emotions usually disappear like this. After all, I've been crying up almost non-stop since I joined the Robotics Club. Things like, it's too scary, or I can't do it, or it's embarrassing. It's been hard. A sigh escapes my lips. Every member of the Robotics Club is hard to deal with in their own way, but I don't dislike them. Still. A gust of wind nearly flips up my skirt, so I force myself to sluggishly get up. My eyes wander. From the runway, the apron where the Robotics Club hangar is located appears a bit higher than usual. But I can still see it, just barely. Right next to the hangar, still sprawled out on the ground, covered with the sheet, is the super huge Model 1 Kun. The disappointment of a robot that was retired after he failed to produce results. He reminds me of myself. I think back on when our sponsor's president made me the pilot of Model 1 Kun. I cried and refused, and cried some more, and in the end I didn't pilot him. The reason I said no was because I was scared. It was because of the fear of a robot much bigger than me. You idiot! What the hell were you thinking? What have you done? What have you... Fear. Unlike Akiho, I can't love robots. I ended up staying in the Robotics Club anyway. No, it's not that I can't love them. It's that I can't get over my fear, even after I spent all of summer break trying to. I still think that robots are terrifying. I joined the Robotics Club as a casual replacement for karate. But robots, the Robotics Club, they can't replace karate for me. Karate kept me going because, no matter how weak I was, I still loved doing it. Or the Robotics Club.
私は
Is it okay for me to be
こ
here?
こにいてもいいのかな。
Of course it is, silly. It's September, and the new school semester is in full swing. The days of the Robotics Club focusing solely on robots are over. Oh boy. My counselor said attending college would be hard for me. Did terrible on that last asked before summer test. Lots of students of the dojo, thinking about my brother's schooling. Maybe I should get a job instead of going to college. Yeah, okay, I'm not supposed to respond to any of these. I can't stay like this. Can't be playing all the time. There's only half a year left till graduation. I am saddened about the riots still going on in America. I pray that it will end soon, and that the Robo 1 World Championships will be held. I won't say robots can save the world, but we could pray to stop the fighting over robots. But that's something I and everyone can do. Attention Robotics Club members, meet at the Space Center tomorrow. I'll show you something amazing. He told me not to use his name since he'd be exposed, so I'm gonna call him number 1 sassy younger male Robotics Club member S-Kun on Twitter from now on. Oh boy. I got the August blues. Tokyo feels more humid than Tanegashima. The atmosphere here is also a little tense. I really feel it after experiencing the mellowness of Tanegashima. Oh, and the sky is also pretty narrow. Summary of the leaked final episode of Gun Viral. Episode 156! Is the last episode the one that got cancelled? It really exists? Hey, does everyone die in the end? I'm disgusted. The leaked video was not complete, but I got it from just that. All the parties involved need to apologize. The main staff are not involved in other projects after Gun Viral. Wonder why. The Grand Obelisk shoots the sun, and then the power of the sun goes berserk and destroys Earth. Isn't it kinda close to our situation? Feels like they're talking about the solar storm. Hey, I just watched the final episode. Or, I just watched the last episode slowed down. For a second, there's a weird video mixed in. I'll look at the captures to take a look. It's at 41 seconds. I pulled some of the subliminal messages, but most of it was incomprehensible. Okay, this is not news. Like, yes it is, but also not. Looking at the video more and more, it feels like just a wasted effort. It only feels nothingness. 19 confirmed subliminal messages. Can't tell because the video is rough, but I'm pretty sure it's 19. What the footage shows is super confusing. Shibuya's 107 building, a space shuttle, a black and white photo from World War II, the face of Fukuzawa Yukiichi, etc. All of them are something like that. It feels like there's a meaning, but you kinda have to force a meaning to be there. Isn't that what a conspiracy theory is? We shouldn't flip this story to a conspiracy theory. The final episode was uploaded by someone and confusing subliminal messages were snuck in there. That itself should be treated as a case. Is there anyone that reported it? Because we're too chicken too. What do the subliminal messages mean? What's the meaning behind putting subliminal messages to an unfinished final episode of an anime? Whoever put them in there must have wanted to plant something in us through watching the video. Oh, you didn't actually remember the Shibuya's 107 building? You really didn't remember it? Damn. Skill issue. An old man that is feeling nostalgic about the old times is telling us kids who don't know how good it used to be to study it. I'm trying to lead you to being a cooperative slave, yep. Basically saying get a job. Let me explain it, it's embarrassing. Subliminal messages are used to advertise the product subconsciously by slipping in an image of the product, right? All insert images are all useless. Maybe it means that Unreal fans should love Yukiichi-san. It's a mystery why there's 19 of them. It'd be nice if there was a pattern, but it looks totally random. I wonder who first uploaded it. They're the one to ask about the subliminal messages. They leaked the final episode of Gun Viral, that's for sure. Now the issue is when the subliminal messages got inserted. Were they inserted in 2015 when the final episode was being made? Or were they inserted in 2019 right before it got uploaded online? It's September, and the new school semester is in full swing, right? Seems like Akiho and Tsubiri are hashing out their finer details of Model 2's design. However, that leaves me, the operator, Juna, the sub-operator slash mocap leader, and Frau, the programmer, with nothing to do, as per usual. People online are still theorizing about Gunveil's final episode, but the commotion started to die down before it could turn into... But the commotion started to die down before it could turn into a huge social phenomenon. Also, people are saying that based off the activity of the sun, a solar storm on the level of the crash of 15 is coming very soon. And they keep saying that, but it still hasn't come yet. Naturally, the effects of the solar storm that hit Western America are starting to be felt by other nations, but it hasn't gone nearly as bad as the crash of 15. Aside from America getting bogged down by the riots, the other countries got away with only a few days of confusion. In the end, the stuff written in the Kimijima reports has been nothing but hyperbole and other BS. Looks like Kimijima-ko was nothing more than a conspiracy nut job. The police appear to be investigating the deaths of the KB cheaters, but there's been no progress on that end. Because of that, despite all of the unsolved mysteries scattered about, I could enjoy a few unexpected days of peace, quiet, and kill ballad. Or so I had hoped. For some reason, I found myself at the beach today. Ready? I'm gonna light the fuse. Yeah. I'm holding a gun pointing toward the ocean. It's an old matchlock gun in mint condition. The barrel is less than a meter long. Or the barrel is less than a meter long. Supporting it on my left arm, I place my right index finger on the trigger. The Space Candy President placed a lit up rope between the fire tongs, kinda like a firing camera of the gun. The sound of the rope burning reaches my ears clearly. You have to hold it in closer, otherwise you'll get knocked out from the recoil. Yeah, boy. At this point, I'm holding the gun so close that it's practically glued to my cheek. If I hold it any closer, will the sparks hit my face when the gun fires? I'm wearing some plastic safety goggles, but it's not enough to make me feel any less freaked out. Come on, shoot already! Ah, fine, here goes nothing. When I pull the trigger, the fire tongs strike against the flash pan to light the gunpowder. The bullet explodes out of the barrel with a thunderous roar. I can't withstand the recoil and end up falling on my ass. The sharp smell of gunpowder stings my nostrils. Well, how's that for impact? But your shooting is lousy. With those weak hips, you wouldn't hit a fish in a barrel. This is definitely not for me. I give the gun back to the president immediately after. But I'm impressed, despite your age. You're taking an interest in matchlocks. How about shooting one while wearing a suit of armor at next year's gun festival? I'll pass. It's not that I have an interest in matchlocks or anything. I'm only doing this because of the stupid flag for Kimijima Report number 4. One of the flags wanted me to fire a matchlock gun. I figured it'd be impossible, but then I heard the president here was a member of the gun festival promo committee. When I talked to him about it, he went out of his way to get permission from the police to let me shoot. Our beloved Space Candy President is truly something else. As for the gun, I never want to shoot a gun for the rest of my life.
Adi-chan.
Adi-chan, Adi-chan, are you there? After stepping away from the president and the promo committee members who brought the gun, I stealthily summoned Adi. Hello. And the weather tomorrow, September 15th, for Tanegashima and Yakushima, will have a 40% chance of precipitation.
天気予報はいいから。
I forgot the weather report.
はい
Okay. No, she sounds so sad about it.
君島レポートのフラグを確
And
認
check
し
the
て
Kimijima report flags. Did I set the matchlock gun one?
ちゃんと達成したことになってる。
Yes. You did it.
何しろ
Adi was watching you, after all. Maybe Ari's the one checking to see if I've set the flags. As I worked on each one, I began to suspect as much. I think the reason I got cut some slack at times is because Iri, this amazing but this odd but amazing little AI is calling the shots. In fact, there was this one flag. Upload photos of 4 different rocket launches from 4 suggested viewing points around Tanegashima to Iroo. Rather than taking the pictures myself, I uploaded some old photos somebody else took, and it still worked. Because of that, the flag went from impossible to easy. But however lenient she was, whenever I asked Ivy directly to fudge a few of the flags from me, she'd always tell me no with a sad look on her face. I went to Frau to see if she could hack into Ivy for me, maybe set all the flags or change her programming or something, but she said it'd be too difficult. I guess I have to demonstrate at least a little bit of effort when trying to satisfy the flags. As long as I do that much, she doesn't sweat the details. Ever since I figured that out, things have gotten a lot easier.
フラグチェックします
Checking flags.
君島レポート
The Kimijima report number 4 flags are as follows.
1
1. Look at Kimijima report number 3. Note from Sister Centipede. Flag number 1 has already been set.
フラグ1はすでに達成済みです
2. Upload photos of 4 different rocket launches from 4 suggested viewing points from around Tanegashima to Iroo. Note from Sister Centipede. Flag number 2 has already been set. 3. Activate Gojiro-kun. Stored at the robot clinic. 4. Test fire a geotag matchlock gun at least once. Note from Sister Centipede. Flag number 4 has already been set. That's all. Alright, the matchlock flag is done. All that's left is to push the activation switch on Gojiro-kun at the robot clinic. I've made no progress on this one. I was dropped by the clinic at least 3 separate times over the past couple weeks, but I get turned away every time thanks to Akiho's ban. Damn it, Akiho. Way to make things difficult. I think this might be where I have twips to respond to. I'm pretty sure yes. Only one twip that I have to respond to. Played 5 minutes first thing this morning, 1-0. Alright, let's get going. I know it's Sunday and everyone wants to sleep in, but don't be late to this meetup. Bloodtoon, Raina Kakuru, Z Gumbum. Have you seen any of these anime? Raina Kakuru, Z Gumbum, Bloodtoon. The answer, apparently, is Bloodtoon. So that's fun. If I'm going to decide, the timing is now. before I cause more trouble to everyone. I can picture everyone's surprised faces. See Gumbum. Played 5 minutes in Jackson Microbus, 1-0. Oh boy, Bloodtoon. The Sadatons. Kai would watch Bloodtoon, so true. At least he's not a degenerate about it, unlike someone. Hello from Space Candy. The Chiwo Tanagashima High Robotics Research Club Gunveral's pilot is a square-type young man, but he lacks some impact. Okay. The TNSC has areas open to the public, but also has restricted areas. The large rocket launch site in particular has been off-limits to unauthorized personnel ever since the previous launch 4 years ago. The restricted area is sectioned off behind an imposing gate. The dog is whining again. And my mom hasn't even read my text. That's concerning, because it's been over an hour. She never said anything about being gone overnight, so that's a little concerning. There's a security guard stationed nearby 24/7. If I tried to sneak in, I'd probably get arrested and sent straight to the cops. The microbus we're riding in stops right in front of the gate. As for why we're here this early on a Sunday, Aki has orders. She made us get on this Jackson microbus, and we rode it straight to the site of the H2 replica. Our driver is the chief of 10SC himself, who took his day off just to lend a hand. Talk about getting the VIP treatment. The gate greets us immediately as we get off the bus. We can make out about half of a mid-sized rocket launch pad up on the small hill right past the gate, one that was in use during the NASDA days. Just as I begin to wonder why I've been brought so close to a restricted area. Mr. Sirimiya parks the bus and guides us toward the white building to the left of the gate, heading in himself. Everyone, over here! Nakeho waves the three of us, crowded in here, as usual, inside. As I press a yawn for the nth time. Have you been here before, Subaru-kun? I actually have. Did you know that the Space Center has visitor tours every day? They've been doing it for more than a decade now. I went to one back when I was a tyke. This place is actually part of the tour. I've even been inside it before. In the first Osaki office. Despite being called an office, it was once used to build rockets. There's an actual piece of the previously used H2 rocket on display now. Well, at least they're supposed to be. Even I know that. Do you now? So, you've been on the tour before? Yes, I have. Do you have a problem with that? No, not at all. Man, you're high strung as ever. Subaru hurries ahead of me. How about you, Jun-chan? You've been here before? Huh? Juna shakes her head weakly. I've never been all the way out here before. Huh, she looks pretty down. Come to think of it, she doesn't really seem like she's been having much fun at all recently.
純ちゃんさ、
Jin-chan, are you... Hey, you two, get in here already. Look at who Ludley calls out to us from the entrance to the building. Oh jeez. Madam President is so impatient. I give Juno a push on the back, and we head inside together. The second I step into the office, I gasp. It's completely different from when I saw it on the field trip back when I was a kid. The rockets, the engines, and all the stuff I thought it'd be on display here had disappeared without a trace. It's almost completely empty. There's so much space now. And the ceiling is insanely high as well. There's a giant crane hanging from the top. It's the type of crane that can move back and forth along the track. And the ceiling crane, huh? Will make assembling prototype Model 2 a lot easier. Exactly. Lukiho stands in front of the three of us and puffs out her chest in triumph. That's exactly how we asked Chief Sonomiya to let us the place. She didn't really need to correct herself. So you can borrow the entire building? And inquisitively turned to Mr. Sonomiya. He gives me a warm smile and nods. It took a little while for us to get permission though. And of course, you can't go and use everything. Denoji-kun should be returned next month, so as long as you have authorized supervision, there shouldn't be any problems. Alright, listen up. This is where we're going to build Gun Build 2. This time, we get to work on him while he's in a standing position. Isn't that awesome? I'm getting so fired up. Lucky who's the only one excited. Even Mr. Sonomiya smells more like a grimace than anything. Hey, what's with the slow energy? Come on, aren't you feeling it? Aren't you feeling the crazy impulse bubbling inside you? This huge burst of energy? It's not like Model 2 is done yet. It's too early to get excited. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Makes sense. I get what you're trying to say now. Nakiko begins nodding her head in self-satisfaction for reasons I don't exactly understand. You guys just can't envision Gun Build 2 standing there, can you? Of course you can't. A robot's life begins once they stand on firm soil, be they Gumbum or otherwise. But rest assured, I've already prepared some spot-on concept art. Concept art? If that person saw it, I have no doubt what they'd say. I see it. I can see the robot. Everyone, boot up Beater. Doesn't seem like the dog's whining's picking up on my mic, so that's cool, I guess, but Buddy's just out there being sad, AF. Poor little guy. What's she going on about all of a sudden?
そうしたらきっと見えるから
Only then will you see.
頑張れるがね
Gonvero. She's saying that if I look through your door, I'll see Gonvero. Well... Whoa, it's standing right in front of me.
AI?
They are.
そう
Yep. Oh, Juna, please. It's not even actually there. Juna peers through her Pokécom, only to visibly flinch and step back. Even though she knows it's only AR, she seems to still be cowering at the gargantuan robot.
モデルはね
We reused Gonvero's model from Kill Ballad. Her idea totally worked, Kai. I suppose they did suggest something like that during her initial planning meeting for Level 2. By using AR, we can forego making it physically look like Gonvero. Even though she complained while working on it, Frabo came through for us. The mechanism is simple. All I did was apply a special AR marker to where Gunbuild 2 will be standing. This way, even if we're in the middle of construction, we can see the complete Gonvero whenever we want. Once Gunbuild 2 is complete, I plan to have AR markers that'll sync with the movement, but this will do for now. We'll have a good idea of how tall he's gonna be once it's finished, too. Its dimensions reflect the life-size dimensions, so even though it's AR, it's set to a height of around 8 meters. If you're right under him, as long as you don't look up, you won't be able to see anything but his legs. Well, has a heck of a presence, doesn't it? I'm quite impressed. What a fascinating idea. It does have some presence to it, but nothing else. That's pretty harsh, Stupid-kun. Right? Likely because she didn't receive the praise she was looking for. Akiho pouts, of course. You're always so stoic. Are you trying to act cool or something? No, I'm not trying to act cool. Okay, then are you nervous? It must be because you're so close to finishing the blueprints. Well, we've solved most of the issues you put on hold from our first meeting. And on top of that, Tennoji-san called to let us know that we should be getting some extra funding. Huh? Really? It's not like Jaxa to be so generous. I never felt like they expected that much from us. They must be overestimating us or something. Irritated at Akiho's words, Subaru shakes his head from side to side. 6 months is not enough time to make a robot of that size. Even if we ignore that, we're still stuck in the design phase. We haven't even come up with a valid solution for the drive system, which has been an issue since the beginning. monopole.
電動制御式モーター
An electricity controlled motor or hydraulic motor, right?
だよね。
現実的には油圧式が
Hydraulic
ベストな
would
ん
be
ですが
ideal,
コ
but
スト
it'd
が
be
高くなる
ridiculously
上に
expensive.
回路の
The
制御
circuit
が
control
素人
alone
が
would
簡
be
単にできる
impossible
ものじ
for
ゃ
an
ない
amateur.
半年で完成させるため
In
に
order
は
to complete it in 6
重機メーカ
months,
ーの専
we'd
門
have
家
to
で
get
も
an
連れてこ
expert
な
in
い
heavy machinery.
うん。それは
Yeah, I already know all of that stuff. This issue was brought up during the meeting with Naya-san. In other words, they've made no progress since then.
電動制御式だと
It's obviously that an It's obvious that an electrically controlled motor won't have enough power or energy. Just look at Gundam 1.
逆に言えばそれ以外の
Motor
部分は
aside,
ほぼ決ま
have you
ったわけ
decided on everything else?
決まった。
We have.
ざっと言うと素材は
Long story
鉄製で
short,
決定
we decided on steel,
これは
mainly
安くて
because it's
丈夫
cheap
だ
and
から
durable.
あと
It's also
加工も
easy
し
to
やすいし
manufacture.
デメリットは重量がある
And the only drawback is its weight.
だからこそ駆動システ
And
ム
this is
が重要に
exactly
なっ
why
て
the drive system is so important.
プログラムは結局コナちゃんやってくれるって
And were you able to get Kona-chan to agree to do the programming?
他にいないもん。
There's no one else who can.
やらせる
I'll keep chipping away at her till she gives. So that means it's still up in the air, doesn't it? Is that gonna work out?
僕も一応プログラムは
And I can also program more or less, but undoubtedly take me more than 6 months.
じゃあ俺にとって
Alright
一番
then.
重要
I'm
な
about the
操縦
control
方法
system
の
and the
電源
power source. As far as I'm concerned, those are the most important parts. I glance over at Juno to check on her, but her expression is still downcast.
操縦方法は
It'll be
遠
remote
隔操縦の
controlled.
特定です
Excellent. I do a mini fist bump. At least I won't have to worry about dying again like I did with Model 1.
電源はレーザー
We'll be using a
光
laser
プラス
beam
バッテリー
and batteries to power it.
僕がレーザー
I know a
光動式の
manufacturer who
電源を
sells
販売してい
laser
る
power
メーカーと
sources.
知り合いでね。だからいわゆる
I'm currently
お友達
negotiating
価
with
格
him と
で
see if
譲
I
って
can
もら
get
え
one
ない
of
か
those
と
friendly
今
discounts
交渉して
online.
いるところだよ。
Good work, Chief.
CFRP も
I think we
なんとか手
can
に入れられ
somehow
そう
manage to get our hands on some CFRP too. It's gonna be pricey though.
スペースアーメ社のスポン
The
サー
Space Candy
継
has
続が
agreed
決
to
まったおか
continue
げ
our
で
sponsorship,
なんとか予
so
算
we'll
が
manage to stay
収まる
within budget. I
はず
hope.
配線やらの細かい設計は
The detailed
市販
design
のホ
work,
ビーロボ
such
を
as
参考にで
wiring,
きる
can be referenced from
かなり
commercial
簡略化
hobby
できるかも
robots, so we can simplify that task to a fair degree.
もちろん高さも
Of
重量
course,
も
the size and weight will be a lot
あんま一
larger,
緒というわけ
so it won't be a copy-paste operation. I see. So the only thing that's left to decide on is the drive system, huh?
駆動システムのことは
If possible,
できれば
I'd like to
僕に
talk to Doc
相談
about
して
the
みたい
drive system,
もの
and then
の
also
ことも
the
含めてさ
monodubly. Monodubly. She still hasn't given up trying to use the monopoles, huh? Incidentally, I haven't been able to tend to my job of adjusting the antenna. School's been keeping me busy in the mornings. In other words, there's probably a bunch of monopoles all over the park by now. I still haven't found a valid solution to the issue. It's only a matter of time before someone else finds out about them.
うちはロボクリニック
I
が
banned
敵
from
に
the
なっちゃっ
robot
てるけ
clinic,
ど
but
例えばスバルと
what if
ジュン
Subaru and
二人
Jun
で
went
特に話
to
を
go double team him? By the way, June, you've been looking pretty down for a while now. Are you okay? Huh? Oh, yeah, just... Juna hangs her head low and bites her lip. Maybe there's something she can't say out loud. Not that I think about it. She was trying to tell me something outside the building earlier. She's been like this all day. Something bothering her? What's up? If you have something to say, don't hesitate to tell me. Let it all out. Come on, we're all Robotics Club members. We're a team, right? Juno lets out a soft sigh and timidly lifts her face. She points out an inquiring gaze at each of us. I know this might not be the right time or place for this, but I didn't know when to say it, so sorry. But I'll say it now, I guess. What's with all the apologizing? Okay, and what is it? I want to quit. Someone's Pokécom begins to ring, cutting her off mid-sentence. The sound echoes through the spacious room. I got some my Pokécom, but it's not coming from me. Okay, ho, Subaru and Mr. Senemi, I'll check their Pokécoms, but... Oh, it's me. I'm sorry. Juno apologetically turns her back to us and answers the call. Hello? Oh, Grandpa. Yeah. I'm a little... No. I'm having an important talk with everyone right now. Huh? Oh, what? Juno's face turns pale. What? Really? When? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm okay. Yeah. She finally ends the call in a total daze. June, did something happen? Juno slowly turns back towards us. Her face is completely devoid of emotion. It's like her head is completely blank. Grandpa Fujita collapsed. Everything freezes for a moment. A heavy silence descends upon this large, empty room. It takes a moment for us to realize who she was talking about. After all, we usually just refer to him as... Doc? That's it. Doc. That's nice. I got out of the car that Dad was driving and swallowed back my breath. Last time I came here was 11 years ago. After hearing that Grandpa Vegeta has collapsed, my family sent a taxi to take me from the space center to the hospital. He hadn't regained consciousness yet, so there wasn't much I could do. I had told my brothers to stay and watch the house. Dad and I decided to come here to grab a change of clothes for Grandpa for the time being. I watched Dad's back disappear into the shop while I stand in place, right where I got out of the car. I can't move forward. My knees are shaking. My legs won't move. I'm about to burst into tears. My heart is hammering much faster than usual. My back starts to uncontrollably sweat. And then there's a suffocating pressure in my chest. I tell myself to breathe deeply. What were all these years of karate training for? I focus on my navel center. As long as I repeatedly take deep breaths, I can regain my composure. I can't do this. This can't be happening. It's actually getting even harder for me to breathe. It's as if I'm sitting at the top of Mount Myanora. And no matter how hard I try to breathe, the air doesn't fill my lungs. Unable to bear it, I clutch my chest and close my eyes in pain. The events of 11 years ago all come flooding back to me. Memories I've been desperately trying to suppress for years. But now, it's like they're coiling around my consciousness. I try to shake away the memories, but they refuse to leave me alone. And they spin around endlessly in my mind. It was a hot summer day. I had just entered elementary school. My teacher, Grandpa Daitoku, took me to visit the robot clinic. I was exploring the shop all by myself, and I wandered into that pitch-dark storage room. To this day, I don't remember how I ended up in there. I just remember that it was really quiet and hot inside. There were lots of robots standing next to each other. From younger me's perspective, they looked gigantic. Their arms and legs were super thick. Their eyes large and bulging. And they were completely still, but it seemed like they could start moving at any time. I felt like they were all watching me with their big eyes. But it wasn't my first time seeing these robots. I've been to the robot clinic tons of times, and I knew them all too well. But seeing them sit silently in this dark room, they were like completely different robots. I wanted to run out of the room, but before I knew it, I was lost deep inside the dark space. I couldn't find the exit. I tried calling out Grandpa's name over and over, with as big of a voice as I could muster, but no matter how loud I screamed, nobody came for me. I wandered throughout the pitch-dark storage room on the brink of tears, until I tripped over something and fell down hard. I ended up crashing into a robot's foot. And then... Hello, my name is Yoshiro. I'm everyone's robot friend. The robot's eyes and mouth flashed eerily. Hey, let's shake hands. Nice to meet you. I was thrown into a panic by the suddenness of the voice. I hastily tried to escape, but that was my undoing. When the robot toppled down on top of me, it was tremendously heavy. I was only 7, so no matter how hard I tried, I wouldn't budge a single inch.
こんにちは。
Hello, my name is Yoshiro.
よしろ。
The robot repeated itself endlessly in front of my eyes, its own eyes flashing as it painfully crushed me. Help me. I could taste the blood rising from the back of my throat. I was crying violently, but the pressure on my chest kept my voice muffled.
みんなの
I am everyone's robot friend.
おじいちゃん。
Help me, Grandpa.
よろしくね。
Nice to meet you.
重いよ。
It's too heavy.
こんにちは。
Hello, my name is Yoshiro.
よしろ。助けて。
Help. I honestly don't know how long I was stuck crying under the weight of the robot. But in my mind, I felt like I was stuck for hours upon hours. Nobody came to rescue me. I was alone with the robot that just kept repeating itself over and over again. You're not my friend, I screamed inside my mind, over and over again. By the time a light shone into the room, and voices came with it, I had thought that no one was coming for me anymore. I was about to give up completely. In a hazy state, I recognized my grandpa and some others as they burst into the room. I don't know if I tried to call for help again. The first thing I saw through my distorted teary vision was Grandpa Vegeta's livid expression.
You idiot! What the hell were you thinking? What have you done? What have you...
I haven't been to the clinic since then. I couldn't. I was too scared. Scared of robots. Scared of Grandpa Vegeta. Even though 11 years have passed, in the end, I still can't bring myself to step foot inside the robot clinic. Trembling, I cower in the passenger seat until Dad comes back with Grandpa's stuff. No, I can't. No. Mount Miyanoda, the tallest mountain in Kyushu, towering in central Yokoshima. The peak rests at an elevation of 1,936 meters. In 1993, the forest surrounding Mount Miyanoda with naturally growing yakusugi trees were registered as a World Heritage Site. Navel Center. In traditional Eastern medicine, it's a spot located 5 to 10 centimeters below the navel, an important area where the body, spirit, and energy gathers. On the next day, Akiho got the call that Doc had woken up. And for whatever reason, she decided to drag me out to go see him too. Just because he's awake doesn't mean that he's recovered. Besides, we're just customers, not family. It'd probably be just upsetting him by showing up unannounced. I decided to just wait in the lobby and let Akiho go without me. Considering today is a holiday, there aren't many people in the lobby. An older man, likely a patient, was sitting down reading a newspaper. And there's one other person. Gina is sitting down, a grave expression on her face. As soon as she sees us, she gets up to greet us. How are you feeling, Jin? Doc is up, right? Yeah, seems like he woke up this morning. He got transferred from the ICU to a hospital room earlier. And that's what the doctor told me. Were you with him the entire time? No, not really.
For some reason, Juno shakes her head from side to side, flustered.
私も
I only just got here a minute ago,
来たと
like
こ
you
ろで
guys.
どんな様子だった？
How did he look? She hangs her head.
顔
I
は
haven't seen
合
him
わせて
yet.
ないから。え、わざわざ来たのに？
Didn't you come here just to see him?
あ、そっか。
Oh, right. Akio seems to have remembered. Juno made it clear in the past that she was scared of Doc. Back when Akio tried to invite Juno along to the robot clinic, she immediately refused. Since she's here because she's family, but it's still not easy for her to see him face to face.
今は
That is getting the details from the doctor right now.
先生から詳しいお話聞いてて。
アキちゃん、
Naki-chan, we really should head home for today.
俺たちそこまでドクと
We're
親
not
しい
even
わ
that
けでも
close
な
to
いし、
Doc anyway.
むしろいき
He'd
なり
probably
押しかけ
freak
て
out if we came
今度驚い
barging
ちゃ
in
うじゃん。
unannounced.
分相応ってやつ。
Let's be reasonable.
俺たちの
We should wait at least 2 or
あと
3
2、3日は様子見るべきだ
days
と思う。
and see how things go before we try and visit.
かい、冷たい。
Kai, that's cold. Nakiho, upset with me, puffs at her cheeks.
ドクにはガンツ
We
マ
know
ン
Doc a
の
lot
時
from
に
back
散
when
々
we
お
were
世話に
working
な
on
ったんだ
Gunpil
よ。
1.
ドクがいなかったら
If it wasn't for Doc, he wouldn't have even walked.
それにこ
On
れから
top
も
of
た
that,
くさん
I
ア
plan
ドバ
on
イスし
getting
ても
lots
ら
more
いたい
advice from him going forward.
だからそういう
So,
冷た
stop
い
being
こと
so
言っちゃ
cold.
ダメ。ジュンだっていつ
And
ま
you
でも
too,
逃げて
June.
たらよ
You
く
can't
ない
keep
よ。
running away.
このまま顔
Do you
合わ
plan
せ
on
ない
never
つもり
seeing him again?
でも
But
でもじゃない。
no buts.
病室に移されたなら
If he's
面
being
会もで
transferred
き
to
る
a
ってこと
hospital
だろう
room,
し、
that means we can go see him.
とにかくみんな
So,
で病
let's
室
all
まで
go
行こう。
together then. Akiho grabs Juno's hand, then mine, and begins to drag us behind her at a brisk pace. What? Akio-chan, wait.
せめて顔だけで
I
も
want
見
to
て
at least see his
無事で
face
よ
and
か
tell
っ
him
た
that I'm
って
glad
声
he's
かけたい
okay.
の。ジュンは
What about you, June?
私は
Juno struggles to find her words. Granted, it doesn't seem like Akio ever planned on hearing her response.
とにかく行こう。
At any rate, let's go. Declaring this, she resumes her march forward. I could protest, but I don't want to make a scene in a hospital. I guess I have no choice. I'll pick my head in for a second and then leave. Hopefully that'll be enough for Akio.
アキホちゃん。
Lucky-chan, that's where the examination rooms are.
そっちは診察室なんかがある方で。
Juno points in the opposite direction of where Akio is walking.
病室がある
The
のは
hospital rooms are
上の
upstairs.
階なんだけど。
Akio stops in her tracks.
認めたくないものだ
No
が
one likes to admit to
若
them,
さゆえの過
to
ち
the
というもの
mistakes they've made because of their youth.
いや、認めなよ。
Please just admit to it. Doc's room is in the very back of the third floor. A piece of paper with the name Vegeta written on it is attached to the wall by the door. Through the frosted glass, I can see the lights on inside.
アキちゃん、とりあえず
Maki-san,
そのブルーレイ
could you
し
put
まって
away the Blu-ray?
え
Huh? Much to my bewilderment, Akiha pulled a gun barrel Blu-ray from her bag.
だってこれお見
And
舞い
what's the
品
get well soon gift?
ガンバレルの 51
It has
話が収
episode
録されてる
51
の
of Gun Barrel on it.
この話を
Whenever I
見るとね
watch this
う
one,
ち
I just get filled with
すっごく元気が湧
energy,
いてくるん
so
だ
Doc would
だから特にも
いいからし
just
ない
put
で
it away. Nakuyo pots as she shoves it back into her bag. Gina's face is turning pale. She's clearly pushing herself too hard.
シュン
Gina,
ごめん
I'm sorry.
やっぱり
Do you wanna go back? I don't think it's just the one episode, but like a lot of like Blu-rays for like anime will usually be like a few episodes or so. It's not usually a complete set. At least not always anyway. So I don't think that's that crazy of an idea. So I'm pretty sure it's just like a 3-episode set that includes that specific episode too. You realize that Akio probably meant after hitting send. Ah, yeah, that's fair. Akio has noticed Juno's current condition and seems to have backed off a bit. Hence giving her the option to leave. Yeah, surprisingly, Juno shakes her head weakly.
とにかく
I have to see him,
一
at
度
least once.
顔だけ出さなきゃ孫娘
I'm his granddaughter after all.
ジュン
June. Juno takes a step forward, her expression stiff. She stands in front of the door. She gazes at us, as if to ask, should I knock? Nakio silently nods. Juno takes a deep breath. And knocks.
Hi.
Yes. Much to her surprise, a woman's voice responds. It must be the nurse. Juno hesitates and turns to us, unsure of what to do.
とりあえず
Just say your name.
あ
I am, Grandpa, Vegeta's daughter, granddaughter, Juna.
娘じゃなくて孫のジュンナで
And I wish you freeze up there. At this point, we look like a bunch of suspicious weirdos. This is a response from inside the room. Maybe they didn't hear us. Juna seems to have the same idea, so she grabs the handle of the sliding door and slightly opens it.
帰ってもらってくれ
Have them leave. It's Doc. And I can hear him perfectly clearly. Juna is frozen with her hand still on the handle. I can sense somebody moving around inside of the room. The door slides open and the nurse appears.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
まだ面会できる
Vegeta-san isn't well
はい
enough for visitors yet.
せっかく来てくれて
I'm
申し訳
deeply
ない
sorry you've come all this way,
今日のところ
but I'm afraid I'm
一人
going
し
to
ても
have to
らって
ask you
も
to
い
leave
いかし
for
ら
today.
あ
Okay.
はい
Juna bows slightly, her head still hanging down, and walks back the way we came. Head pats. Head pats. Akio stares at the door, dissatisfied, and gave her back a light shove, and after letting out a big sigh, she finally follows after Juno. The three of us return to the lobby. Akiho agitated, and Juno even more dejected than before. There we come across Subaru. He must have just gotten here.
もうお見舞いは済んだんです。
Have you already seen him?
スバル君もわざわざ来たの。
Did you come to see him too?
部長に呼ばれたん
The
です。
press called me over,
常識的に
although common
まだ
sense would
早
say
いだろ
that it's too early to visit. Yeah, you're right about that. What's the
どう
matter?
かしたんですか。とりあえずだよ。
Let's step outside for a sec. What's outside? We explain the situation to Subaru.
面会謝絶。
So no visitors were allowed?
拒絶か。
Or no? He just refused to see you all? To put notifications. I'm glad that Doc is okay. Jeez, that surprised me. Let's go visit him. Hey everyone, today is Respect for the Elderly Day. We respect those who respect their elders. Grandpas and grandmas will be happy just seeing your faces. The perfect gift would be to offer them a massage. Now, let's put it to action. A promise from Mr. Pallades. Showed the first Osaki office to the members of the local robot research club. For their proposal of wanting to create a giant robot to the efforts of our young worker T-kun, they were able to get an approval from headquarters. Since TNSU currently has no plans to launch a rocket, we'd like to provide more opportunities to young kids like this. Oh, were they happy about it? It was trying me to see my daughter's come at me face. Cute. So no visitors were allowed? Or, yeah, refused to visit.
あまり病状が良くないのか。
Perhaps it's not doing as well as we thought.
まさかジュンの
I
面
just
会
can't
まで
believe he
断る
refused to see June too.
てっきりドクは
I
ジュン
thought for
に
sure
会い
that
たい
Doc
もの
would have wanted to
ばっかり
see
思
his
ってたんだ
granddaughter. Lucky-chan, you really shouldn't say stuff like that right in front of her.
別に純ちゃんだから拒
It's
絶
not like
した
he
わけじゃないで
specifically
しょ。
refused to see us because of Jun-chan. I mean, I guess it kinda sounded like he did, but I digress.
しばらくしてドクの体調が
Let's wait a
落ち着いた
little
ら
bit for
改め
Doc
て
to
迎え
get
に来れば
better.
いいさ。
We can all come visit him again later.
その時には会ってくれる
I'm
って。
sure he'll be waiting to see us then.
大徳先輩。
Daitoku
僕はどうして
senpai,
倒れ
what
たんです
caused
か。
Doc to collapse
病状
before?
は
What's his condition?
大徳先輩。
Daitoku senpai? Subaru's questions bring Juno back to her senses, and she quickly answers.
詳しくは
Dad heard all the details,
話を聞いててそれで
but
少しだけ
from what little I
私
heard,
が聞かされたのは狭心症
he had a heart
なんだっ
attack.
て
That's fun.
もしかしたら
Dad said he might
手
need
術
to
が
have
必要か
surgery.
もって手術するとな
And
る
if he
と
needs surgery,
島に
and
あ
all
る
the
病院じゃ
hospitals on this
無
island
理
will be able to do
to-
it.
Oof. Which means the robot
しばらく
clinic
ロ
is
ボク
going
リ
to
ニ
be
ックの
closed
休
for a
業ですか
while.
ね。
さあ
Well, I
どうか
wouldn't
な
know.
うーん
Hmm.
こんなこと
I know
を
this
今
isn't
言
really
う
the
のは
right
不
time
謹
to say
慎かもしれ
something
ない
like
けど
this, but
ガンツク2を作る上
it's
で
gonna be tough not
Robotic
having
will
access
try
to
not to
Robot
know.
Clinic during Gunbuild 2's
Kanari
production.
なんだかんだでドクは
Doc was really
融通を聞かせ
flexible
て
with
くれたか
us.
ら
He went to the
こっち
moon
の
and
無茶
back
な
to
お
get
願
us
いで
what we
も聞いて
needed.
くれたし
でも部長、
But Press,
この前敵
weren't
に
you
なったじ
just
ゃない
banned from there not too long ago?
それは
Don't bring that up right now.
2号機を作ること
And wasn't Doku
僕には
close to the
反対されたんです
construction of gun build too?
だったらどっち
If
に
that's
し
the
ろロボク
case,
リニック
we
を
wouldn't
使
have
えな
been
い
able to utilize the clinic
これを機会
anyway.
に他の方法
We
を
need to
検
look
討すべき
into
だ
other options.
そもそもアキちゃんいつもぼ
And
やい
weren't
て
you
た
always
じゃん
grumbling and
僕
complaining
は偏
about
屈
Doc?
じいさんだと
About
か
how stingy and stubborn and...
だから
Okay, stop!
前でそういう
Okay,
ことを
okay, stop
今
mentioning
言わ
all
な
of
い
this
で
in front of
よ
June!
あ別
No,
に
we don't really mind at all.
全然平気
What? But you looked like you were having a really hard time earlier.
本当に
I'm okay.
平気だから
Really. Juno's smile is so weak that I could feel my heart shatter into pieces.
もともと
Mia
藤田のおじい
didn't
ちゃ
really
ん
stay
と
in contact to begin with, so...
疎遠だったしで
Wait,
私
what am I saying?
何言ってるんだろう
Juno, surprised by her own words, shuts herself down completely. Silence. An awkward silence hangs in the air. But then Akiho breaks through it all.
うちねドクのア
And
ドバイ
Doc's
スに
advice
は
really helped
すご
me
く
out.
助けられたんだよ
Akiho grabs Juno's hand and speaks to her.
偏屈だけど
He might be
腕は確かなの
stubborn, but his skills are unquestionable.
それにねドク
Plus,
ほど
I don't
ロ
know
ボットを作
anyone
るこ
else
とに
who's
真
more
摯に向き
devoted
合って
to
る人
building
は
robots
い
than
ないと
Doc.
思ううちもびっくりしたもん
I was really surprised by how attached he was to Gunbill 1.
お姉ちゃんが設計して
He was really
ロボ部で
passionate
作っ
about
てき
the
たロボ
robot
に
Bixus
そ
designed
こま
and
で
built
まっ
with
す
the
ぐ向
club.
き合ってくれてるんだって本当に嬉しかった
And that made me super happy.
だからドクには
And that's why I want Doc to recover soon and reopen the robot clinic.
ガンツク2のことは
And that's
置いとい
completely
たと
separate
して
from
も
the Gunbill 2 stuff.
アキちゃんはそれでもでき
You're
る
still
んだけど
banned
ね
though, Aki-chan.
うーん
Err.
こんにゃろ
You big jerk! Nakuyo turns to me and finally ruffles up my hair. Ah, she did it again. Stop bringing up all these hurtful truths one by one. I desperately escaped from Akio's aggressive assault. I'm concerned about Juna. She said that they're not in contact, but she looks like she's in a lot of pain from everything that happened today. Akiho POV. This loser.
昨日ドクと面
What?
会してき
You
たの
visited Doc yesterday?
あ
Yup,
Dig
sure
somebody.
did. He responds nonchalantly as he digs into his pork cutlet lunch. I can't help but mutter the words of that person, forgetting them in the faculty room.
はっきり言う
He's very frank.
気に食わ
I don't appreciate it.
いいか瀬宮
Listen here, little
覚えとけ
Cinemio.
情報の伝達
Even
速
in
度ってもんは
this information-driven
この高度情報化
society,
社会になった
the
ところ
speed
で
of communication
効
has
果
changed a bit.
これ
What's a
豆
pro
知識だ
tip?
意味わかんない
What's that supposed to mean?
お前ら
You guys never bothered to tell me that dock collapsed, did ya? That's why I went yesterday, see? At the end of the day. This is a man-made disaster. Human error, got it?
And I really don't. Is he telling me that he's sulking because he was left out? That's ridiculous.
ミッチーに教えなか
I
った
didn't tell you on purpose, Michi.
だってミッチー
I mean, you're banned from the robot clinic, right? 2 years ago, when I first enrolled here, Michi came out as a teacher at about the same time. I joined the robotics club, and Michi became its advisor. It was then that the other members told Kai and I with pale expressions on their faces. The robotics club code of conduct. There's only one rule, and it's extremely clear. Do not let Michi anywhere near the robot clinic. Apparently, Taka and Michi are on hyper bad terms. When Michi was the first-gen president of the club, he had a huge fight with Doc and got banned from the premises. If you put those two face to face, the robot clinic would turn into a bloodbath. Kai and I have tried so hard to follow the rules that had been laid down for us.
まさかミッチー
Don't tell me you took advantage of Doc's frail state to go and take your revenge or something.
心の恨みを晴らしに行ったとか
You're such a jerk. I'm on Doc's side. Evil shall perish under the hand of justice.
滅ぼされちゃえばいいんだ
Hey, hey, slow down there.
ま
Well,
あながち間違っちゃいねえが
you're not completely wrong.
あとなおい先生のこと
And you know
ミッチーと言
what?
うな
Stop calling me
何と
Michi.
言えばわかるん
How
だ
many times do I have to tell you?
だってミッチーだって
You call me Little Sumi all the time, Michi.
たそ
Whatever.
もそも
Look,
土木量
it's not my
的にな
fault I
ったの
got
ってな
banned from the robot
先生には
clinic.
何の落ち度もねえんだぞ
Aha. Is it now?
いやいや
And that's not what I heard.
だってミッチー
Didn't
が
Doc get mad at you
ロボット
because you
に
called the scrap that was stacked behind the
ガラク
clinic
タって呼
John?
んだからドクが怒って喧嘩になったんでしょ
はあ
What? Michi rolls his eyes dramatically and stabs his rice-covered chopsticks at me. Ew.
いいかそんな
You
デタ
better
ラメ
bring
言ったやつ
whoever spreading that
今
BS
す
to
ぐ
me
ここに
right now.
先生が
I'll teach him a
説教してや
lesson.
ロボ部に代々
It's a tale that's been passed down for generations and generations of the Robotics Club.
デタラメだっつって
And
な
I'm saying it's BS. Michi pops a sour plum in his mouth, an annoyed expression on his face.
ガラクタをガラクタって呼んだっ
Doc
て
ain't the type of guy to get upset at calling junk what it is. What's a tip from me to you?
先生が敵に
The
なった
reason
の
I
は
got banned is because I happened to go into his forbidden storage space.
そうなの
Wait, really? Isn't that where Jin wandered in and got lost when she was really young?
そこロボット
Were there a bunch of robots in there?
うん
Yeah,
なんつう
how
か
do
な
you put
昭和
it?
っぽいってい
They
うのか
were
ブリキのロボットのおもちゃ知って
old-fashioned.
た
You know those old tin robot toys? They were like that.
薄暗い倉庫の中
There were
に
10 of them lined up beside each other in that musty storage area. They were all covered in dust. So it really is the same place that June got lost in.
でわざ
It's
と
not like I
忍び
went
込
on
んだ
there
わ
on
けじゃねえのに
purpose, but Doc got pissed
できる
anyway.
方してな
I've been banned ever
えらい
since.
経験さ先生はちゃんと
I
謝
actually
ったし
apologized over
故意
and
でも
over.
ねえって
Explained
何
that
度
I
も説
didn't
明し
mean
たん
any
だぜ
harm, you know?
なのにあのじいさん
But the old man
全く
refused to give me the
聞く
time
耳
of
を持ちやがっ
day.
て本当に偏屈
He was
だ
a
よ
real damn stubborn. This bitch he figuratively spits out his words. He literally spits out a plum seed. At least cover your mouth for goodness sake.
でも犬猿の中
But
で
it's
は
true that you're on
ここだ
bad
ったよね
terms, right?
なのに
Was it really a good
病院
idea
って
for you to
大丈
go
夫
see him then?
面倒を起こ
You
さな
didn't
かっ
cause
た
any trouble, did you? I can't resist bombarding him with questions. It's almost like I'm Michi's guardian or something. Plus, I'm fairly annoyed that Michi got to see him when June and I didn't. I mean, it's not like this is a competition, but still.
あのな先生
Hey,
は何
who
だ
do
と
you
思ってん
think
だ
I am?
病
I'm
院で
not some
暴れるような
maniac
バカ
who'd
が
make a
興味
scene
あ
at
る
a
わけねえだろ
hospital.
美容室には勝手に入ってる。
I did kind of just barge into his room, though.
あのね
Michi, seriously?
ミッチーは毒に
It makes total sense why he doesn't like you.
今
If I were him, I'd hate him. I'd hate
う
you
ちなら
too.
絶対に嫌うもん
勢いってもんは
Sometimes you
必要
need a
だろう
little
が。
extra
俺も豆
punch.
だ。
That's a pro tip. Got it memorized?
嫌です
Yeah, no.
っていうかそんな
Did he
ん
even
で
have
会
an
話
actual
成立したの
conversation with him?
当たり前だろうが。
Of course I did.
いまいち信じられない
Why do I find that hard to
何話
believe?
した
Alright then. What did you two talk about? Michi lets out a short sigh and looks off into the distance. The distance, of course, being the final, drowning in sauce piece of pork cutlet.
あのじいさん。
He didn't yell at me once, even though this was our first time seeing each other in years.
拍子抜けしちまったさ。
It was honestly pretty anticlimactic, if anything.
顔を合わせた最初
The
の
first thing
一
he
声
said when our eyes met was, "Oh, it's you."
正直
I've never seen Doc look so weak before. I actually teared up a little bit.
涙が出しまった。
No, he is sick. He probably doesn't have the energy to yell.
だから言ってやったわけだ。
So he said something like,
惜しい
"Looks like we
人を
lost a real good
ね
one." Are you serious? That's not funny.
当然首でも
I
絞
figured he
め
was
られ
gonna
る
jump
勢いで
out
襲
of
われ
bed
る
and
かと思
choke
った
me
ん
or
だよ。
something.
ただ窓の外
But
を見
instead,
てるだけ
Mama
で
just kept looking out the window, completely silent.
挙句に
Then he finally spoke up.
店は
I'm gonna close up shop,
これが
and that's the
潮
right
時さ
time to do it.
おいおい
Well, hey
ド
now.
クともハロー
You
人
gotta
だ
be kidding
冗
me.
談きつい
You of all
ぜ。
people?
昔あんた言ってたじゃ
Do
ね
you
えか。
remember what you said way back when?
ロボットは人間の友
Robots
達
are
だ。
the friends
ロ
of
ボクリニック
mankind.
は
I
そ
want
の
the
友
robot
達を
clinic
治
to
療
not
で
only
きる
be
場
a
所。
place where you
友
can fix
達
your
を
old
作れる
friends,
場所にしたい
but
っ
somewhere you
て。
can make new ones as well.
そんな場所にできたのか？
Did you
で
make
き
that
てねえの
happen?
に。何
How could you
店
think
を
of
畳もうとして
closing
る
up
のよ。
shop when you haven't done that yet?
ロボットは友
Robots are
達か
friends, eh?
そんな風に思って
I
た
once
ことも
believed
あ
something
っ
like
たな
that. A
Oh,
long,
昔の
long
話だ
time
よ。
ago.
ただの
But I
思い
was
上がりだ
nothing
った
but
ってだ
conceited.
けさ。
何
What?
それ
He said that? Robots are humanity's friends. I never thought those words would ever come out of Doc's mouth. I never knew that's what. I never knew that was how he used to feel either. He's going to close the robot clinic?
ね
Hey,
えミッチ
Michi,
毒を元気づけるには
what can I do to make Doc feel better? I haven't the
先生には思いつかね
slightest.
えよ。
He said, clicking his tongue. Michi tosses the last piece of pork cutlet into his mouth. And he nearly chokes on it. Oh, Michi. I repeat the same combo against my CPU opponent over and over again. The key to getting better at fighting games is repetition. That way, you can minimize any misinputs you might make. Doing this for long enough can take you pretty far up the leaderboards. I'm ranked number 2 worldwide, but even then I still do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to maintain my rank. My classmates have become increasingly stressed about studying for entrance exams this season. Me, well, instead of attending the exam prep classes, I'm leaning against the giant foot of Model 1 lab being in KB. Don't get me wrong, I'm a little stressed. A lot stressed, actually. I'm definitely going to fail at this rate. But compared to the mentality I had before summer break, I'm a bit more optimistic now. Okay, maybe optimistic is the wrong word. It's more like I've given up.
だからね、
And that's why the doctor's saying he needs to have surgery. Akiko's voice rings out from behind where I'm sitting. Oh, there's twips. Robots are friends, huh? They are. That's why I and Akiko are friends too. He doesn't feel like a robot at all. Played 10 minutes before heading to the hangar. 2-0. No soldiers aren't needed, huh? Thought I was a tougher old man. I guess I can have some free range chicken and sake. Double checking the guide for a bit. Okay. She's been giving me the details of Doc's condition after hearing them from Michi. All while crawling underneath Model 1, continuing her usual work on it. She had said something about wanting to mess with the wiring. But apparently, Luck is saying he doesn't want surgery. He's completely drained. He's saying why he doesn't even have the strength to go through with it. Well, that's dark. I'll just chip up Model 1 bit by bit. Akiko is holding true to her words. Plus, Model 2's assembly still hasn't started yet, so she might just have a lot of time on her hands. On this rate, we may hit the point of no return. Even the doctor's looking for anyone who could change Doc's mind. Nah, is that right? You're not even listening, are you, Kai? Akiko calls out from beneath the robot. Still lying face down on the ground, she looks up at me coldly. I concede, stand up and reach down for her. I'm listening. Up you go. I take her hand and pull her out. It's greasy with oil. Really? I can't play KB like this. Why do you do this to me, Aki-chan? There's no running water at the airport, so this is gonna suck. I left some wet wipes in the hangar for times like this. I wonder if there are any left. A hand smeared with oil is a badge of honor, says as her resident genius, Akiho Senamiya. Yeah, whatever you say. Aren't you worried about Doc, Kai? What's that got to do with my oily hands? I brushed off the question and head inside the hangar. Baby wipes, baby wipes. Where art thou, baby wipes? I find some on top of the desk and begin to wipe my hand off. Paying special attention to the fingertips. Since KB uses the touchscreen, the condition of my fingertips has a major effect on my performance. No call.
Hi.
Hello. This is about the Passion Accord. No, it's Mizuka-san. I asked her to look into Doc for me. Yeah, that's right. I once again choked down the culinary disaster that was the passion fruit bun. I'm on my way. Be there in 5. Roger that. Hey, what's that? Jun? Makio comes walking into the hangar while drinking a skull.
なんで
Nope. Why?
だって今日も
Well,
部活
she
してない
hasn't shown up today either.
病院にお見舞いに行って
And
る
it
わけで
doesn't
も
look like she's at the hospital, so...
ドクが倒れて
She seemed really down with the dumps about Doc, you know?
心配だ
I'm worried about her.
だからって俺のところに
Okay,
電
but
話
why
は
would she
かか
call
ってこない
me?
でしょ。まあ見かけたら声かけて
Whatever. If I see her around, I'll let you know.
ってどこか行くの
Wait, where are you going?
ちょっと水香さんの
I'm
店
off
ま
to
で
Mizuka-san's shop
何か
real
買って
Oh,
quick.
こようか。
You need anything?
じゃあ新しいスコール
Oh, they got me another skull. She smiles and chokes down the rest of her drink. When I arrive at the store, Juna's sitting on the bench out front. She has a blank expression on her face, and a bottle of mineral water in her hands. When she notices me, her head uncomfortably lowers even further.
純ちゃん
Fancy meeting you here,
珍しい
Jun-chan.
ね
その部活
I'm sorry for skipping
行かな
club.
くてごめんなさい
別に謝る
There's nothing for you to be sorry
俺だっ
about.
て最近は
I've
サボ
been
ってるし
ditching a
ね
whole lot recently myself.
ちなみに部員が
Funnily
増える前
enough,
までは
before
これ
her
で
head
最
count
近賞だった
increased,
んだよ
I had
ってア
perfect
ピールしとく
attendance. She clearly doesn't care.
アキちゃんが心配して
Like
て
Chan
ね
is worried
最
about you.
近純ちゃんが元気
You
ない
don't
み
seem
たい
like yourself these days.
ドクのところには行った
Did you go see Doc? Juna shakes her head softly from side to side in response. I guess she still hasn't seen him face to face yet.
病院行く勇気
And you're
が
all sad because you can't work up the courage to go to the hospital. Huh?
別に気にしなくていいんじゃない
Don't worry.
10
I
年
think that
以
must
上
be
疎遠
tough
だ
to
った親
reconcile
戚
with
と
a relative you
まあ
haven't
仲良く
talked
する
to
の
in 10
難しいでしょ
years.
そうじ
It's
ゃ
not like that.
ないや
She smiles sadly and once again shakes her head, but this time she's looking up.
藤田のおじいちゃん
I
に
do feel bad for Grandpa
申し訳
Fujita,
ないなって
but that's not what's been bothering
思う
me.
けどそのことはそこまでその引きずってるわけじゃなくて
じゃあ
So, is it related to what you tried to tell us at the Space Center? Yeah, bingo.
当たり
Jina stares lifelessly at the bottle rocking back and forth inside the bottle in her hand. Reading.
私
I've been thinking
ロ
about
ボ部
quitting the
や
robotics
めよう
club.
かなって思ってて
おっとそうきた
No,
か
so that's what this is about. Can't say I saw that coming.
でね
I've just been
思ったの。
thinking.
私って
I'm completely hollow.
空っぽだなって何やって
I
も
can't do anything
ダメダ
right.
メだしそんな風に
Thoughts like that drag me down further and further.
だんだんはあ
Oh. This is pretty serious. Well, that doesn't mean I can't try and lend a hand. What I do know is that it'd be an issue if she quit the club. Jin already has a role to fill in the robotics club after all. And we're short-handed and running out of time as it is. If somebody dropped out now, it'd be a huge blow to Akiho.
うーん
Hmm,
弱っ
that's not good.
とりあえずさ
Hey,
ドク
if
に
you're at all interested in
とってお
hearing
きの
some
情
info
報に
about
興味
Doc,
あるなら
you should come with
中に入り
me.
え
Huh? Juno looks puzzled. Not surprising.
種子島随
Did
一
you
の
know
情
that
報
the
屋
best
さんがここ
information
にはい
broker
るん
to
だよ
ever grace Tanegashima is right inside this store?
お褒めに預かり
Thanks for the
どう
kind words. Tanagashima's top information broker stares me down as I enter her shop.
なのになんで俺は
So,
苦
why am
手
I
に
still
言え
getting
る
the
のや
death stare? My
どう
ever
も
radiant
綺麗な水香さ
Mizuka-san.
ん
カイは男なの
I
に
was just
口は
reminded
軽
of
い
how
みた
much
い
you
だっ
like to
て数
gossip
秒前
despite
に
being
気
a
づかされ
guy.
たところなのさ。あんまりベラベラ喋
Keep
るん
your
じゃ
mouth
ないって
shut,
こと
is
だ
what
よ
I'm。saying.
私
I've
の
got a
信用に関わ
reputation
る
to
んだ。
maintain.
い いや
I'm sorry, it just slipped. Juno then enters the shop with a nervous look on her face.
いらっしゃい。
Welcome. Juno gave a quick bow. Mizuka-san's gentle smile toward Juno is a complete 180 compared to her attitude toward me.
で水香さん
Anyway,
情報を手に入ったん
Mizuka-san,
でしょ
you got some info, right? I grab a bottle of fruit sour melon from the beverage corner and place a couple of coins on the counter.
開かずの倉庫の
Stuff about the forbidden storage space. Huh? That's right. What I really want is info about the forbidden storage space inside the robot clinic. The very same place that Juno wandered into and experienced her trauma. Only recently heard from Alkeho that Michi also wandered in once, which is why he got banned from the store. In regard to that timeline, Juno wandered 11 years ago, and Michi 8 years ago. Why is this place so important to me, you ask? Because I have to switch on a robot in there in order to set a flag for Kimijima report number 4. That's why. When the robot clinic first opened 18 years ago, it wasn't the sketchy joint it is now. Well, yeah, it says since 2001 with the sign outside the clinic. 18 years ago. And same year that Junior and I were born. Right, their baby. And the store mostly dealt in robot toys, RC vehicles, and whatnot.
おもちゃ屋さんだったって
You mean it was more of a toy store?
おもちゃ屋にしては
Sorta,
売れるもののジャ
but
ン
his
ルは
products were a
偏
little
りすぎ
too
てたね
niche for a toy store.
ま、ドクは元
Duck was a
ナ
NASA
スダの技術者だ
engineer,
ったわけ
after
だか
all.
らさその腕を見込んで
And there were
ホ
lots
ビ
of
ーロボや
adults
ら
who
ラジ
came
コ
in
ンやらが
regularly,
趣味の大人
with all of
連
them
中
into
も常
hobby
連客
robots and
が
RC
来たみたいだ
vehicles. They were all well aware of Doc's skills.
あくまで最初は
But he
子
originally
供の
built
た
the
めに
place
作
for
った店だ
children.
ったんだよ店先には等
He
身
used
大
to
のロボ
line
ッ
his
トが
storefront
何
with
台も置かれ
life-sized
てね
robots. Life-sized robots. This must be the bots in the forbidden storage space.
週末にもなれば
Children from all
島
over
の
the
あちこ
island
ちか
would
ら子
visit
供
the
たち
store
が
on
集
the
まってきてくるもん
weekends.
さそんな子供たちをロボッ
And
ト
the
がお出
robots
迎
would
えする
greet
んだ
them with open arms.
ちゃんと喋
They
った
even
んだよ
talked too.
すごいだろ
Impressive, right?
実際私
I
も
went there
何度
more
か
than a
見
few
たこと
times
があるし
myself.
ほんと子
And
供
the
ばっ
place
かり
truly
だっ
was
た
packed with kids.
遊
They're all
びに来た
crazy
子供は
about the
さロボ
robots.
ットに夢中だったよだってそうだろ
What kid
こっち
wouldn't
が
be?
声をかけたら
The robot's
目
eyes
と
and mouths would
口と
light
か
up,
ピカピカ
and they'd
光
even
らせて
respond when
ち
you
ゃんと
talk
言
to
葉を
them.
返してきてくれるんだからこんな田舎のガキに
For a
してみり
child
ゃ
living in the
そういうロボ
sticks,
ットの
these
存在は
robots are the stuff of
そんな夢
dreams.
のようなもんなんだよ
そのロボ子守
And
ま
were
で
they
してくれる
advanced
わ
enough to babysit
け
the
そんな高
kids?
性能なの
は
Ha,
そん
of
なわけ
course
ないだ
not.
ろ一歩も歩かずに
Just
腕だけ
some
くる
just
くる
stood there
回
and
すだ
spun their
けのロボ
arms
とか
around while others
手に
pretended
持
to
ってる
play the
トランペ
trumpet
ッ
or
トを吹いたふ
something.
りをするロボとかそんな子供騙し
They
の
were
も
all
のば
simple
っかりだっ
gimmicks
て
for kids.
でも子供
But
の
from a
私らか
child's
らすりゃ
perspective,
それで
isn't
十
that
分じ
more
ゃない
than enough?
そうだろ
I guess so.
でも信じられないな
But I just can't
あの
imagine that
変
stubborn
な
old
ロボが
dog running a store for
店をやってた
children.
なんて
私だって驚い
I
たさ
couldn't believe it either.
でもね
But then I remembered
思い出した
something.
小さい頃
When I
ロボクリ
visited the
ニックに
robot
遊びに
clinic
行った
back when I
時
was a kid,
確かにドクは
Doc had the
私ら
biggest
子
smile
供
on
が
his
はしゃい
face
で
while he
ロボッ
watched
ト
us
と遊ん
play
でる
with the
姿を見て
robots.
ニコニコ笑ってたなーって
Doc? Smiling? I tried to picture it in my head, but it's literally impossible.
その当時
Back in the
ドクはよ
day,
くこう
Doc
話
used
して
to
たらしい
say,
よロボットは人間の
robots are
友
the
達
friends
だ
of mankind.
友達
Depends. Taken aback, Gina whispers the word.
そのロボってさ、
Did Doc build all those robots himself?
相沢次郎博士
Do you know who Dr. Aizawa Judo is? Jin and I exchanged glances. Can't say I've ever heard of him.
ロボット博士って
He
呼ばれ
was
てた
known as the
んです
robot doctor.
日本でロボットの第一
Who's
人
the
者
first
って言えば
person
誰を
that
思い
comes to
浮かべ
mind
る
when someone says Japanese robotics? Kai, you're up.
そりゃあ漫画家の
The manga artist.
はいブー
Is
Machigai.
wrong. I didn't even say their name yet.
じゃああんた
Next. Mizuka-san points at Gina.
アシ
Azima?
それもブー
Biz. Wrong again.
アシモフって誰？
Who's Asimov?
作家だろ
Isn't he a writer? You're on the right track, but I said Japanese. Therefore, Biz.
じゃ
Oh,
なくて
I meant the
えっと
life-size
等
robot.
身大ロボットの
そっちかい
Oh, that one?
どっちみちブー
Well, either way, Biz. Mizuka-san lowers her shoulders in disappointment.
まかくいう
Well,
私も
I'm not one to
つい
talk since I only
昨日
found
知
out
っただ
about this yesterday.
相沢博士は
Over half a
今から
century
半
ago,
世紀以上
Dr.
前に
Aizawa had
ロボ
been
ットを
building
作ってた人でね
robots.
そのロボットはさ
And they looked like
昭
some
和の
really
ブリキ
cheap
のおも
old
ちゃみ
tin
たいな外見
toys.
なんだけど
But their charming
愛嬌のある
moves
動
and
きと声が
voices
特徴
heard
で
them
相沢ロボ
earned
ット
them
を
the
作
name
った
Aizawa robots.
大阪万博ってあったろ
You know the Osaka Expo in 1970?
そこでも
His robots
出
were
展
on
されたくらい
display
さ
there. Huh. I had no idea.
ドクは
Apparently
その
Doc was Dr.
相沢
Aizawa's
博
last
士の最後の弟子み
presence.
たいなもんらしくてね博士のところに若い
When he was
頃
young,
に来てて
he would
いろいろ
visit
教えて
Dr.
もらったんだ
Aizawa's
けど
place uninvited and make the doctor teach him all sorts of things.
ロボクリニックができた時
And when the robot clinic first opened, the robots that greeted the kids out front
そ
were
んなドク
modeled
が
after
相沢ロボットを
Aizawa's.
参考に作ったロボットだよ全部で9体
There are 9 of them
今
in
はロボクリ
total.
ニックの倉
They're
庫
currently
に
sitting in the robot clinic storage room.
そのロボットたちって名前ついてるの
Did those robots have names?
名前
Names?
そう人
Yeah,
間と似
like
たよう
human
な名前
names.
っていうかさ例えばゴジ
For
ロウ君
example,
とか
Gojiro-kun.
そんな名前を
Does
聞
that
いた
name
よ
ring a bell?
ああ確か
Oh
に
yeah, it
そんな
does.
ような名前
They
がつい
did
て
have
たよ
names like that.
ゴ
Gojiro,
だか
Gajiro,
ガジロ
that
だか
sort
ら
of
さ
thing. I don't remember the
確かよく
details
覚えちゃいな
though.
いけどね
Perfect. That pretty much confirms that Gojiro-kun is one of the robots in the forbidden storage space.
名前を特定する手段
Is there any way to identify them individually?
さあね
Hell if I know.
そ
Oh,
こ
come
重
on.
要なんだ
That's
け
the
ど
important part.
ドクに直接聞け
Why
ば
don't
いい
you
じゃ
just
ない
ask
か
Doc yourself?
だって怒られそうじゃ
He'll
ん
probably get angry with me. I could sense that I shouldn't go there with Doc.
そもそも
Why are the
名前が
names
そん
so
なに重要？
important to you?
いや
Well,
太陽
you know what they say. Names natures often agree.
カイ
Kai,
何た
what are you up to?
別に
Nothing. I can't bring up the Kimijima reports with Mizuka-san. Ugh, can this be any more of a pain?
あの
May I? Gianna hesitantly opens her mouth.
藤田のおじいちゃんは
Why did,
昔はそん
Why
な
did
風
Grandpa
に
Vegeta stop?
子供相手にお店をやっていたのに、どうして
You know,
それを
running the store
や
for
めちゃったんで
kids.
しょうか。
Mizuka-san sighs and looks at Juna straight in the eyes.
それは
You probably
あんたが
know
一
more
番よく
about
わか
that
ってん
than
じゃない
any
の
of
かい？
us.
え、
Huh?
私
Me?
どんな形にせよ
Regardless of how it
事故が
happened,
起きたとな
there's
り
no
ゃ
way he could
ロ
just
ボを
leave
店
those
先には
robots
出して
outside
おけ
after
ない
the
だろ
accident.
あ
Oh.
事故って
Is
純
this
ちゃん
about
が
when
開かず
Jin-chan
の倉庫
wandered
に
into
迷
the
い込ん
forbidden
でロ
storage
ボを
space
壊
and
しちゃっ
broke one of the robots? Is that really something you'd call an accident? From what Jana told me, one of the robots broke, but
そう
I
です
see.
か。私
Excuse
失礼し
me.
ます。
Jina bows abruptly. And then exits the store.
どういうこと？
What's up with that?
本人から聞いたんだろ？
She told you herself, right?
倉庫に迷い込んで
All I heard was that she
ロボを
wandered
壊して
into the storage
ドッ
room,
クに怒られた
broke a
ってことぐら
robot,
いだよ
and Doc got mad at her. Mizukan stares at the automatic door that Juna exited from, a listless expression on her face.
あの子
She got hurt
その
really
時結構怪我
badly
をしたん
that
だよ
day. Like, I had no idea.
でその事故が
Word of
噂
the
になっちゃっ
accident
て
got
ね
around. If you were a
子供たち
parent,
の親
you
か
wouldn't
ら
want
して
your
みりゃ
kid getting hurt,
自分
would
の
you?
子供も怪我させられちゃたまんないって思うだろう普通それ以来
After
ロボクリニ
that,
ッ
the
クを
number
訪
of
れる
kids
子供
visiting
た
the
ち
store
がガクンと減
plummeted,
っちまったのさそれに
and I think
ドク
Doc
自身も
was thinking the same
思うところ
thing.
があったんじゃないの少なくとも
At the very
子
least,
供相
you
手
completely
の商
stopped
売
doing
は
business with
その
kids
事故の
immediately
前後
after
で
the
ばった
accident.
りやめちゃったって話さ
なるほど
I
ね
see. Doc told Michi,
ただの思い
but
上
it
がり
was
だ
nothing
った
but
だけ
conceited.
さ
Alright then, what should my next move be? For now, I give my thanks to Mizuka-san and exit the store. And we'll end here. We'll find out what happens next time. This is the time thus far, though. I think the goal is to get to the end of the next ending next week, no matter how long it takes, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, what do you guys think thus far? What did you guys think of the Naya ending? I know I asked that a while ago, and it'll be like an hour to complete, not even. I had a fun time though. I am really eager to see how the story keeps progressing. Like, we've just barely scratched the surface of the endings, so it'll definitely be interesting to see how things go, you know? What do you guys think, though? If you have any thoughts, anyway. I know thoughts are hard to have, so I don't really have any thoughts to really share this time around. I think I'm mostly just tired, frankly. You know, for all your talk earlier about how basically everyone in the franchise has a target on their back, you honest to God never considered Doc possibly dying, much less in such a normal way. Yeah, that's fair. Just like the literal old man, obviously, like it makes too much sense, you know? Especially in such a normal way. Lots of death flags being raised. I'm not a fan of that. When Jenna got the phone call, it was like, oh wait, fuck, Doc is literally an old man. Yeah, that's fair, valid. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. I do appreciate it, as always. That'll do it for now. Thank you guys so much, as always. Bye bye. Wow.